What is up, you guys? I am finally back with a new video. It is currently October 1st, and before I start anything, I just want to say it has officially been a year since the October 1st shootings here in Vegas. It's a very sad, somber day here in Vegas, but everyone is definitely showing lots of love and, remembrance for the victims who lost their lives. So just want to say rest in peace to all those beautiful people who lost their lives that day. But on a happier note, I was watching hair videos today as I was getting ready for work, and I noticed that a lot of the hair videos, they did a beautiful haircuts or colors, but the one thing they didn't know how to do was a proper blow dry. And it was like not that they're wrong or incorrect, but I just have better ways of doing it because of the way I was taught. So I just want a disclaimer, not saying that I think anyone does blow dries better than anyone else, but my technique is fast. It has less than 30 minutes. It's smooth. It's really nice. And a lot of it has to do with products as well. And I did work for Dry Bar for about 6 or 7 months or so. So they taught me a specific way, and then I altered it to fit me exactly. So it's not exactly their way, but it does take some of the techniques. So just putting that out there. So I'm going to be doing a deep condition and a trim on my client Paula. She'll be here in a minute, so I'm gonna go ahead and get set up and ready for her, and then when she gets in, I'm gonna show you her hair. Before my client gets here, I want to show you my room, so I'm gonna start over here at the door. This is my newest room that I just moved into, and it is decorated for Halloween because, I love Halloween, and this stuff will come down once Halloween is over. I have my wax pot over here. I have a fan because it gets kind of stuffy in here. Trash can, shampoos, towels. I have this cute little thing that hangs the capes and jackets. Then I have my giant mirror, and there's me. And it's the chair. Here's my tray that I put everything on. Here's what holds all my products and stuff. My mirror. This holds my different utensils, stuff I use. There's my charger sitting there. But I have my clippers, my blow dryer, all that stuff plugged in there. I have my little speaker, my cauldron of candy. I have my pumpkin spice candle and stuff. All my brushes. I need to get more color, but for now this is what I have because I just moved in here. I have my little foil cutter. That's amazing, by the way. So I have some of that color in there. Then I have all the necessities right here. Then I just have these cute little things on the wall here, right there. And like I said, this cute ass mirror. So yeah, decorated for Halloween with skulls. So this is the room. Of course, there's a shampoo bowl with the, you can see the hamper right there. So, yes. Hope you guys like it. You will be seeing lots of me in here, so be ready for it. I should be filming a new video tomorrow as well. All right, you guys. So here's my client, Paula. So we have her hair right here. This is actually, the toner has washed out quite a bit, but it faded beautifully. As you can see, we did this nice little blend up here. You can kind of see it right there. But today, we're going to go ahead and trim those ends a little bit. They don't look bad at all because I just saw her not very long ago. But she likes to keep up with her cuts. So we're going to trim up her layers, refresh the ends just a little bit. We're also going to deep condition her so we can go ahead and hydrate these ends a little bit. And then I'll show you guys when I start to style it afterwards.
Alright, you guys. So I use the Kenra Blow Dry Spray. Then I use the Design Me Fab Me. And then I use the Moroccan Oil Leave-In Oil. Let me just start off by saying, in this clip I'm just quick drying, so I'm just going ahead and going through, getting all the extra moisture out. I get the hair at least 85% dry to 90%. I pretty much want almost all of it gone. That's the best way to polish out the hair, the best way. And then right now I'm gonna section out like a U section on the top of the head, just to get out that top portion where she usually parts her head on the middle. And go ahead and I'm going to put that up, and I actually blow dry that last. Typically you do the front of the hair first, but that's the part of her hair that holds the most moisture, so that's why I do that. Then I'm going to section out the two front portions of the hair right behind the ear. And let me just disclaimer, you guys, sorry I keep stuttering. This disclaimer is that the shampoo conditioner that you use and the kind of cut that whoever they get also depends on how this blow dry will come out. Usually with more layers and a fresh cut, the bouncier they are, Same thing if you were to get like a short haircut, it's more bouncy and playful if it's a fresh cut and it's fresh layers. If you have all the same length of hair, then typically it's a little bit harder to get that bounce in. It's possible, but it is harder. Alright, so here you see that I took out the 2 sections and then I split those sections in half just because I need to make sure that I'm working with enough hair. And in this video, you'll see that if I take a section and I start blow drying it and I realize it's too big, I will split it in half because there's no reason to struggle with it. So what I'm doing is, you can't really see it in this portion right now, but once I turn the chair, you'll be able to see the next section that I do. But I'll just go ahead and explain what I'm doing. So to get the best curl effect with a round brush, you cannot let the hair leave the brush more than at least 2 times. If you see me do it more than once, it's just because sometimes she gets tangles at the end of her hair. But typically what I do is I'll keep the hair in the brush as often as possible without letting it go. I'm smoothing it, but I'm not straightening it. I'm adding the tiniest bit of bend towards the end. But in order to do that, you gotta make sure you get a round brush that is at least medium sized. The bigger size will give you a bend, but not as much. And I move the hair in different directions just because I'm smoothing out everywhere and making sure that it is 100% dry. If it isn't 100% dry, then it'll hold that moisture and the hair will fall extremely fast. As you can probably see, it was really smooth and it was really like curled at the end. So you can kind of see better in this portion how I do it. I split it in half and you see me smoothing it out, going upwards and downwards, getting all of it dry in between. As you can see, I'm trying to make sure that the brush keeps as much of the heat that's connected inside the brush onto the hair as much as I possibly can. And when I rock it back and forth in that last clip, it's to give it that heat and let it set when it comes down. You could pin up the hair after you're done to give it a really curly effect, but for us it was going to be more of a softer look because that's just what she likes. Again, it all depends on what your client is looking for. And as you can tell, the blow dry goes by faster because I don't turn off my blow dryer when I'm like getting the sections out. It stays on while it's underneath my arm. And also another disclaimer too. It does depend on the products that you use as well as the blow dryer you have. If you have a blow dryer that was just $20, it's not gonna probably dry the same way as say a $200 blow dryer will, or even a $60 to $80 blow dryer. It's definitely different. But mostly it is in your technique as well. So that's another disclaimer. Another thing too is when you get a blow dryer that's more expensive, the more you turn it on and off, on and off, on and off, it actually will make your blow dryer, like the life of your blow dryer, not last as long. I've seen this happen as well for myself, so I totally understand that it is true and that it definitely does kind of short it out. So I would definitely get used to not turning it off because it's quicker and it just gets done faster. Don't you guys love my lovely chin views? They're just great. So I did the same thing in the back. I just took out the 2 sections that I had and I split them in half and I do them side by side like that. It just keeps for cleaner parting. So what happens when people do bigger sections and leave the hair just kind of down like that, the wet hair will touch the dry hair and then in turn will make it damp, and then the hair will then frizz up and it won't look as smooth or soft anymore. So always keep wet hair with wet hair and dry hair with dry hair. partings are very, very important. Mind you, I sped this up, so it was only like 15 minutes that I recorded after I sped it up, but it was like 25 minutes or so that this took me to record. So definitely it takes about 30 minutes to do this, which is actually pretty good timing for how thick her hair is. As you can see, we're like chatting it up. We always do that when we have our appointments. So right now you see me smoothing down that cuticle. Always going down the hair shaft, never go against it. See, always with the hair shaft. You see that beautiful curl? I just went with it just like that. It was very effortless. It felt, honestly, was really soft, and I just really loved the way it came out. She has definitely massive amounts of hair, so you can see my sections, I take them a little bit thicker, but I use a smaller brush, so it's just easier to get through the hair personally for me. But also using that medium sized brush gives me more of that curl that I'm wanting. If I notice a piece has come undone or something, or it's not to my liking after it's set for a minute, I'll go back really fast and just repolish it. Now, I'm pointing upwards like that, but I'm still going with the hair shaft. I'm pointing it upwards to not only get it all the way dry, all the way through to the root, but I'm doing it to create some lift. Now, when I do that, the lift will last her a few days because she doesn't like to wash her hair all the time, which is totally normal. I always recommend that you wash your hair at least maybe 2 or 3 times a week, and even less is okay. I have a client who washes her hair once a week, which is totally fine too. It all depends on your hair type and just the way you kind of like to live your week and things like that. You can see the nice clean sectioning that definitely helps with this. Now that rocking motion is really important. So if you're going to do a blow dry and get your curls that way, that is definitely the best way to do it, is that rocking back and forth at the end. That helps conduct that heat and keep that curl in formation. Right here I'm just rough drying the top a little bit more because she holds so much moisture in there. So now I turn my blow dryer off for this section because I direct everything forward. That way it gives it the lift and the flow that she's wanting towards the front. So I have her lean forward just because I'm short and I don't want to have my, I guess, boobs kind of all over her, just because it's, kind of rude to do that. So I have her lean forward, which she's totally cool with. You can ask your client, I'm sure they won't mind. So you can see I over directed everything forward to create that lift. It's not too much lift because it's more of at a diagonal towards me, but it definitely creates a nice shiny polished look. And as you can see, I don't put my blow dryer down. I only did that one section to bring all that top down, but typically it stays underneath my arm at all times. You can also do like between your thighs. Usually a lot of people do that one, but I prefer under the arm. So when I go through to fill it like that, I just make sure that it is completely dry. there is no harm in checking to make sure that it is dry. So this section I direct backwards because I don't need the lift to be all the way towards the back. I honestly just need it to be towards that front part to make it flowy. But I like to over direct the back part like that just to give it a little bit of lift. And you'll see in a second that I actually parted this in two because it was a quite big section. But I just made sure I dried most of it before I put it down with the other hair. See the tension, there's really good tension in that to make sure that it is nice and polished. We don't like flyaways, we don't like frizz. Typically you can use a shine, like a shine spray to kind of bring down the frizz or flyaways if there is any. Same thing with hairspray, but typically you want to make sure it is extremely smooth so you don't really have to do that. Now my finishing touch that I do on this is I always run the blow dryer through to make sure that all the sections come together into a one unison look. And then right after I'm done with that, I take the Moroccan oil that you saw with the products and I used a little bit on my hands while I ran through the curls to loosen them up a bit. As you can see, she likes a very layered cut, which is totally normal with how thick her hair is. This time we actually thinned out the ends just a little bit because they were very bulky because of how much hair she has. I'm just going through and showing her all of the layers that we put in. I'm showing you guys the final product. I hope you guys really enjoyed this final look. She has a ton of hair, so it was definitely a perfect person to show you how to do this on because of how much hair she actually has. But I just wanted to show you guys what this looked like all done. All those layers.
Alright you guys, I hope you enjoyed that quick little video of me blow drying. If I'm quiet, it is because my family is currently going to sleep. It is like midnight right now. I forgot to close out the video, so this is just going to be my quick little close out. I just want to say that I appreciate all you guys for coming to my channel and checking out my videos and what I have to offer. Tomorrow I'll be doing a big color project on my mom. It will be Halloween-ish inspired, so it'll be really fun. Can't wait to film that. I should be coming out more content soon. Right now, currently, I'm just kind of getting transitioned into my new room, which you saw on this video, so I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you guys have any questions at all or anything you want to ask me, go ahead and leave me down in the comments below. I'm going to go ahead and put an icon here. I also have a video that talks about the proper way to bleach your hair, the tips and tricks. I really think that's a good video to reference when thinking about the colors you're going and how you want to achieve it and all that good stuff. If you guys would like an updated version of that video, then go ahead and let me know. So yeah, I also want to say that I kind of want to know what kind of stuff you guys want to see, whether it be different color videos, whether it be different cutting videos, or if you like the styling videos. I really want to know your feedback, so let me know down below. If you guys are looking to look at any of my content that I've done so far when it comes to hair colors and cutting and styling and stuff like that, I'll go ahead and link my Instagram down below. I'll probably have it like pop up like maybe right here or something. It'll be somewhere in any icon or even the description below. I always link my social medias down there, so you can check out my my work. My cat's right here. He's here. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you like what you saw, go ahead and leave a like, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye.